Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. We have a wonderful guest in the studio. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome. Right. Mwah.
Miss Renee.
Hi, I'm Dr. Renee Starlin Allen, the host of the Renee Allen and Friends Show here on WLVS Radio, the largest online radio broadcast in the United States. Well, this platform is for people to really know what's going on, not just locally, but globally.
Oh, I love it. They say you're the man's the head, but we're the neck. We put them wherever we want to put them. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
I want you to just talk about a few pieces, and then the fundraiser, because that's what I'm excited about.
Okay. We forgot about love. Beautiful love.
Bringing you the best in entertainment, entrepreneurship, business owners, the whole gamut. It's so exciting. I am so impressed. The vibrancy in the car and the details. Can we hold one up?
Oh, absolutely. I'll hold on. I'll hold up one of my absolute favorites.
So you really can't judge a book by its cover, and pageants are about beauty and brains and what you can bring to the platform.
'Cause girl, when you're here, nothing goes wrong. Yes, I need you everything.
Bringing you the finest in chefs in the DMV.
Oh my goodness. Wow, this is awesome. Thank you so much. Smoked pulled pork.
So everybody wave to your parents. You are looking at Somerset's finest, the sophisticated ladies. Yes! Thank you so much, ladies. And I hope to see you on my set one day. Thank you. God bless you. And we're going to be doing a lot of collaboration and a lot of great things together. Glory to God. Bam! Boom! Ta-da!
Oh, yeah. We right here, y'all.
Something you never had, you need to do something you've never done.
Yes.
We gon' sing right here. Yeah, Miss Renee. Oh, yeah. We gon' do it here. Right here in Listen Vision, y'all. Oh, yeah. Miss Renee. I like how you sing it. Girl, I like how you sing it now. And where we at now?
Miss Renee Show.
Welcome. Hi, how's everyone doing? Welcome to the Renee Allen and Friends Show right here in the nation's capital, across from HU on WLVS Radio, which is the largest online radio broadcast in the United States. Woo! I am sitting here with the Kim Lee, Dr. Kim Lee, Mrs. King. What else you got on your titles?
I'm your friend.
And my friend. Listen, I wanted to just say a few things, and we're going to get right into why this beautiful, lovely lady is sitting next to me. First of all, it's Mental Health Month, and I just wanted to just say a little open prayer for people who have mental health. And I think we all have a little mental health because we all go through valleys and mountains. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. You're challenged all the time with issues. And so, the Bible tells us to keep our mind stayed on him because he'll keep us in perfect peace.
Yes,
ma'am. So it's
ma'am.
important that we continue to keep our minds on God so that we can have some refuge.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Life is crazy.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
for sure.
Well, speaking of crazy, we're going to get right into this. Our sponsor is Navetica, your pet's choice. Dr. Lance London is getting ready to launch a super organization which will give you a one-stop shop on an app for your pets, and it's amazing. So I just want to give a shout out to him. It's on July 21st. We will launch that baby. And so, listen, about 2 weeks ago, right?
Yes.
Yeah, time flies.
I'm telling you.
Wow. 2 weeks ago, this lovely lady, Dr. Kim Lee, stepped out on faith. And I want you to talk about, first of all, let's talk about you. Let's talk about, because some people may not know. I don't know who would know about you, but who.
Oh, there are people that don't know.
Okay. Well, for our viewers, those of you who don't know this wonderful woman of God, tell them a little bit about you.
Sure. I'm a a makeup artist, and I am a mom and a minister and a wife. So I'm busy and loving life and living my best life. I feel that God has fulfilled so many promises in my life at this stage in my life, and I'm learning how to juggle them all and balance them. And my career has taken me around the world as a makeup artist and allowed me to be able to utilize my makeup case as a pulpit. So my passion has met my purpose. And so that's very exciting. And in the midst of that, I became a mom, and now I am a wife.
My God.
Yeah.
And before we move on, we do have somebody on the line who's a dear friend of both of ours, and that is Dr. Lady Nakia Wright. And I wanted her to just, weigh in on what is the importance of having these women conferences like I Am Her with Dr. Kim Lee. Are you there, Nakia Wright?
I am here. Hello, lady.
Can you pick her up? Oh, let me take you off speaker. I'm sorry. That's what you do on live. Okay. There you go. Yes. Lady Nakia Wright?
Hello. I am here. Hello, ladies. How are you?
We're great. We're great. We wanted you to weigh in on your thoughts. Of course, you were one of the dynamic speakers at the I Am Her, but why do we need these conferences, ma'am?
I am personally, I am a strong supporter of women's conferences that address real issues. Most of us who are on your show tonight, our target audience is African American churchgoers, and history has proven we're not prone to reach out for psychological help. We just come to church, and pastors have only between 2 to 3 hours a week to fix all of life's problems, and that just isn't enough time to adjust.
That's true.
To adjust or to fix the challenges that we face from either our past or present lives. I was, as you mentioned, a speaker at the I Am Her Summit, and I appreciated the intimacy of that environment. I love when conferences give you an opportunity to have a Q&A so you can hear the heart of a woman's, the beat of a woman's heart.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
I'm a strong component of women's conferences.
Yes, yes. And of course, you're the co-host here every third Wednesday with a Women's Voice and a friend to the show. I really appreciate that. Any last words?
You ladies continue to be great. Your voices carry a strong, powerful message in our communities. You both are trailblazers in your own right. I just encourage you to continue on. I pray God's choice blessings over your life. You're making a difference. You're making an impact. And I just speak many blessings over your lives.
Thank you.
You too, Lady Nakia Wright. We love you. Thank you so much. I know you're not feeling that well, so God bless you. And Bishop Wright.
Yeah.
There she go. There she go.
We love the rights. And she was so impactful.
Oh, I wish I had a bell right now. I'd be ringing that bell.
She loves that bell.
Love you.
I love you, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Speaking of first ladies, let's talk about this new dynamic church that you and your husband have started in the DMV.
Yes, and so it is called Forward Church, and we are an outreach-based ministry where we do a lot of work in the community, from everything from backpack giveaways. We feed women who are homeless, who have needs. So we do bag giveaways. So we actually fill purses with toiletries so we can give them. And we give them really nice bags so that they can have some dignity. And I always encourage our members, don't give them anything you wouldn't want. So,
that's good.
we don't just give them junk. We give them things we give them brand name things. We give them Victoria's Secret, and we give them things so they feel good about themselves. I mean, how despairing can it be to live in a shelter where you don't know if you're going to get a bed, you don't know, where your next meal is going to come from, and then to look down and not have underwear or have any kind of toiletries to be able to maintain your body hygiene, and then you want me to go out and get a job and I don't have any way to maintain my hygiene. And so that for me is very important. And the heart of a woman and the physical of a woman is really the physical state of a woman is so important to me
Yes,
because when
ma'am.
you look good, you feel good. And, you know, although that might seem very, I don't know, people say, oh, well, that's just kind of superficial. It's not. For women, you know, we want to look our best. We want to feel our best. And part of that is our hygiene. And that's something that a lot of our young girls, they don't really understand why they're going through some things with their esteem, you know, and self-esteem. Oh my goodness, no. Self-esteem. We got to cut this phone off. Self-esteem is something that if you listen to the word self-esteem, you are self-esteeming. So you are actually you're responsible for building yourself up. Yes. And in order to do that, we have to give you the tools sometimes to be able to do that when you are in a bad place.
Yes, ma'am.
And so that's what we're here to do. So our ministry really dedicates itself to things like that. And we do a lot of work with the community. We are a fivefold ministry. So my husband is, you know, he's an apostle. He preaches, he teaches, he prophesies, he does it all. He's amazing. He's a dynamic speaker, but he's a real gentleman, and he's really one that can relate to all different walks of life. I love him so dearly because he can identify with anybody from the street dude to, you know, the upper echelon of a man, if you will. So we really have fun in ministry. It's really very fulfilling for us to be able to watch lives be transformed. And we like to identify ourselves with people who typically the church does not accept. Because we just feel that those are the people that really, it's the left behind. It's the ones that people deem to be last. It's, you know, because the Bible says the last shall be first, and the first shall be last. So that we can give you the bus to get up first. You know, that's what we're here for. You know, we can give you that ticket to come to the front of the line, and that's when we've done our job. And we love that. We love watching the one who is the underdog win. And so that's our heart space.
Yes, ma'am. Well, one thing I love, because I was front and center being your boss lunch MC. We'll talk about that too in a minute. But they opened up the second day with your husband, saying a prayer about his bride. And it was so beautiful. I wish I had taped the whole thing, but it brought tears to everybody's eyes, because that's how a man should love a woman, like the church.
Absolutely.
Glory to God.
Absolutely.
So talk about some of the things that you're most proud of with this wonderful conference that I witnessed firsthand.
Well, we had a 5-point thrust. We had five points that we really wanted to focus on. And the one thing that was really endearing for me is that we would be relatable. Being relatable to women is very important, because a lot of times we say, "Oh, I got you. I understand." You really don't understand what I'm going through.
Or got you.
Right. And then another thing is to be reliable. We wanted to make sure that if we gave women an opportunity to meet and to jail with other women, that we were actually going to follow up with them. So reliability is something that as African American women, one of the characteristics is sometimes we lack because of, you know, we're so busy. You know, I don't think that it's anything that is intentional, but it is something that is definitely we struggle with. Another one of our points, and I won't go through all 5 because of time, but another thing is discretion. A lot of times we tell people that you know, I hear you, sis, and we call each other affectionately sis, and that bothers me, because if you're my sister, then I am discreet with your information, and I'm not subliminally telling your story on social media and having people they already know everything about. Okay, so we're talking about the lady with the pink lips who wears her hair to the side with the black shirt on. People like her are blah blah blah, and you're like, really? That's Renee Allen. Like, how much more did you need to tell me? More, you know, tips did you need to give on that? And that's a lot of times where women sometimes they become reclusive because they are like, okay, I don't trust anybody, and I don't fool with a lot of women, and that's what women always say. And a lot of that has to do with some of the things that I found that we wanted to be able to stress at the conference, and those are the things that I drove those points home when I prayed about the conference. I really wanted people to be in a safe place. I wanted people to be able to relate to one another, and I wanted people to feel like, you know what, I got you and mean it. You know what I mean?
You stayed prayed up. Every time I looked at you, you were in the corner at the front. You were always praying.
Oh, because I can't do anything without him. I don't know how anybody doesn't serve God. Like, it's no way you can run a business, you can have a relationship and not have God, because in all the midst of that, chaos and turmoil is going to come. Yes, so I just feel like when we're walking in Christ, we have to depend on him for everything. Like, I feel like I can't even move unless he say move. So yeah, I'm really dependent upon
I'm looking for that bell real quick. Well, listen, I wanted to bring you on because, if you look at my Facebook, something happened to me while I was, for the first time in like, oh my goodness, 28 years of me being on stage. And I was actually emceeing her boss lunch with these millionaire women, bringing it for the people. I mean, just really bringing it with real word. What did you call it? Carly D word? Like they really was bringing it.
They brought it.
But she brought it so, what was the one that brought it where I just lost it?
Oh, that was my god sister, Colleen Otero from Orlando, Florida, who is responsible for the CEO Chicks.
Yes.
And she has a very powerful marriage ministry under her belt.
My God.
You being that transparent, Renee, was a breaking point in the conference because it allowed people to cry. And crying is so freeing, and it really makes you feel better. It's a release.
Yes, ma'am.
And you just being that transparent, because you always have this beautiful face on, and you have to steer the crowd. You have to feel them out. And the Holy Spirit gave you a Holy Ghost smackdown. Bam!
Yeah,
it was like, okay, I'm done. And you just opened up. But what that did was that barrier that was, because people come into that brunch thinking, I want to be a millionaire just like them. Yeah. And the millionaires are looking and saying, if you want to be a millionaire like me. Yeah. And sometimes that wall is up and you don't have an opportunity to get to that heart space. So you broke that mold. You really made women feel safe. And I appreciate that.
Ooh, that was God, girl, because I wasn't trying to mess up my mascara.
People were calling me and still calling me about that moment because they felt that they could get free. They felt like, okay, all the barriers are down. There's nothing. Because guess what? The only thing between me and you is a cape.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I always tell my clients. We both have a heart.
So good.
We both love.
That is so
we both hurt. We both cry. We both want to be respected. Yes. We both want to be admired. That's the only thing between me and another woman when I'm working on a woman's face is a cape. Yes, there's nothing between my heart and your heart. And so there's no dollar amount, none of that. The heart is the heart, and it beats and it flows and it is passionate. And so once we get down off of all of those barriers, now we can get to the matters of the heart. And that's what the conference was about.
And what woman from a little girl wanting to be rid, on that white horse and find the man of your dreams, what woman, no matter how old you are, does not want that? And so that's why I broke down, because I'm a good woman.
You're a great woman.
Thank you.
And you said something very key at that. You said, if I had known this information years ago, maybe I wouldn't be divorced. How many more women that were there probably felt the same way? How many women that were there who are in the midst of a relationship breakup that now can be salvaged because you were able to give them that freeing moment? I just celebrate you, and I thank God for you. I thank God for my sister Colleen Otero for just opening up that door. And that's what women's conferences and I call it a summit. Our event was not a conference, it was a summit, because it is the highest place of a mountaintop you'll ever reach. And that's where I wanted women to get to the highest point in their life. Oh yeah, I was very deliberate in this whole thing. Yes.
We could be here all day, because I love me some Miss Kim Lee, Miss Kim Lee. But tell them how they can get a hold of you, because you are a speaker. She has a church, first lady, co-pastor, minister. So I want them to know how to get a hold of you.
Absolutely. So you can go to our, we have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter is The Kim Lee, TheeKymlee, on all of our social media handles. And as far as Forward Church is concerned, you can go to Forward Church DMV. You can email us at Gmail, forwardchurchdmv@gmail, or you can go to our website. We have a beautiful website, forwardchurchdmv.org. Please visit it. Find out about our next set of events. We'd love to have you.
And I'll be there.
Oh, I know you will. Yes, and you'll be hosting them all.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Kim Lee, Dr. Kim Lee. Give you a big round of applause. We have a big audience
here. Huge audience, huge studio audience.
Yes, I was getting to my MC mode, MC mode. But I love you. I thank God for you. I wish everything, blessings for you.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming on the show, because I know she missed TV. Look, she not miss online. She be on TV. So
we on TV. Look at this TV. I can't even take my eyes off myself. The TV's so beautiful. It's in HD. I love it.
This is the best kept secret, and I love WLVS. I mean, it's what they do a lot of great things. So we'll have to have you back.
They want to know who you are on my page.
Renee Allen, or Renee Starlin Allen.
Yes.
The People's MC on Instagram. Thanks for the love, y'all.
That's right.
Thanks,
book
Dr.
her.
Kim
She's
Lee.
booked and busy, but book her. Everybody book her.
We'll be right back with more strong, beautiful, empowering, inspiring women. Stay right there.
Questions echo in my mind, won't leave me alone. I walk these empty streets at night. I'm far away from home. I'm living in a no man's land, wandering without a plan, falling when I try to stand. I'm fading as I'm waiting. It's a lonely world without you, and I'm a lonely soul waiting for your return. You're the hope that I hold on to. I am here for you to find me, find me. I see you when I close my eyes. I see you in my dreams. You tell me that in perfect time you will rescue me and take me from this broken place. Come to me and kiss my face. Promise me I'll be okay and save me from my breaking. It's a lonely world without you, and I'm a lonely soul waiting for your return. You're the hope that I hold on to. I am here for you to find me, waiting here for you to find me, find me. Take me from this broken place. Come to me and kiss my face. Promise me I'll be okay and save me from my breaking.
Hello, hello, hello. We just had Dr. Kim Leon, and now we're sitting here with the conference that is happening tomorrow morning.
Yes.
And that is Stephanie Bolton James of the Women of Prince George's County. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so glad you came because I know how hectic it is right before the conference. This is the day before, y'all.
Yes, yes.
So
We are at
thank you.
ground zero today.
So let's talk about that because Dr. Jennifer Jones and a few other people, we've been crossing paths, and then finally last year, we got to sit down and talk and get to know each other, and
yes.
I love her.
Yes. I'm so glad we did that because we definitely have been crossing paths.
Yes, ma'am.
2 ships passed, and then finally we said, hey, wait a minute, let's slow down just for a second.
You put the anchors down for a minute. So. Yeah, so let's talk about, you started this in 2010, right?
I started the Women of Prince George's
why
in
is that?
2010, and it actually was birthed out of, I was doing a lot of networking with my business in Northern Virginia, and I was partnering with Christina Bueri, who's the owner of Reston Limousine.
Love her.
And she's a very giving, sharing person. And so I said, I want to start a group like this, but I want to start it in my community. So she said, let's sit down and talk. She worked with me on my strategy. Wow. And here we are celebrating our 8th annual conference. Yes.
I'm so proud of you. Talk about some of the people who will, you can see this. Can you come into this, Jacob, real quick? My goodness. Can you talk about what's going to be going on?
Well, it's going to be a fantastic day. When I describe it and people ask me who should attend, I say people who want to experience a paradigm shift, because I think that we are all moving so fast that we just need to slow down a little bit. and we need to really give time to thought and where it is we want to be and what it is we want to do. And so we're going to start tomorrow off with our success panel. We have 5 women who have been in business, successful business over 20 years, and they're going to talk about sustainability. You know, how do you sustain your business when you're a mother, when you're dealing with life, when you're dealing with bills, when you're dealing with, when your spirit is diminished? What do you do to keep it moving?
That's great.
And I think that these are the kinds of things that you learn. You don't learn it in a textbook. You learn it because you've been there.
Yes, ma'am.
So they're going to share some of that information, and it's a variety of different type of women business owners. Then during the lunch, we're going to honor 8 people in the community leadership.
Yes, ma'am.
One of them being the new first female African-American president of Bowie State University. And she is going to be in attendance, and she is amazing. I had a chance to meet with her, and she is just, you know how like some people when they walk in the room, they just bring this calm with them? That's how she is.
Yeah, that's how you are.
She's just, so she just brings this calm with her, and along with 8 other people that we're going to recognize from throughout the DMV that are movers and shakers. And then we're going to have a government panel. You know, we live in D.C., so you have to address contracting with the federal government and talk about some different things that if you're a woman-owned business, how can you position yourself to successfully contract? And, doing business with the government, you got to really decide, do you really want to do that? Because it is not an easy thing to do. And there are some things and some requirements you have to have in place. And we'll have the SBA there talking about that. And then we're going to wrap it up with a candidate forum.
Yes.
And we're going to have 6 of the local candidates from Prince George's County. We're going to kind of do just an informal Q&A. And talk about, what their platform is, what are some of our questions we have as it relates to business owners in Prince George's County. So it's going to be a good day, and I can't forget, we also have Miss Brashawn Shaw. And she is the warrior.
Yeah.
That's right. And she is going to talk about being a warrior.
Oh, that's going to be hot.
So that is something that I know we can do because that's the way we're designed. But in terms of just keeping it going, and I think that's really what this is about, is keeping it going, keeping it moving forward. And then, of course, our MC of the day, Miss Renee Allen. So we are looking forward to that.
I am as well. I am. And let me just add, you all this that you're providing for women is what you are as well. How do you keep it going?
I am a spiritually based person. And that is really the only way that you can do really anything. And I think I try to keep life simple, basic principles and simple. When it gets complicated, that does stress me out a little bit. So I just try to keep it simple.
Yeah, deep breaths.
That's right. And talking to God a lot.
Yes, thank you, God. Woo, thank you, Lord.
Absolutely.
So can we still get tickets, or is it closed? I wasn't sure.
We do have tickets available. Actually, we opened up registration just for our broadcast tonight. And actually,
you hear that?
That's right. Just for tonight. Registration is open until 9 p.m.
Thank you.
And you could register at www.womenofpg.com, and that's www.womenofpg.com.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, we feel real blessed. Oh, I can hear all the thank yous from the viewers. So y'all get on that website. Is it Eventbrite or?
It's actually Constant Contact, but it's all connected through the website. So if you go to the website and hit conference, you can register for the conference, and we look forward to seeing you. We're going to have lots of really good shopping.
Yes.
And then also, as well, great food, gourmet lunch. So we're going to have a good time.
Wonderful people. I mean, it's just amazing. So any last words about women and...
I guess I'll end on this note, and I think that we should all keep this in mind. The best wisdom comes from the older women in the family. And I remember my grandmother always told me, she said, the woman is the ruler of the house. She controls everything, but you have to still... I can't believe I'm saying this out loud.
Say it, girl, say it.
You still have to know your role.
Yes.
And I think in our society today, it is just so much going on that it's difficult to know that. And I think that, again, if we go back to keeping it simple, then we can get back to some of those more traditional values that our families are missing today.
Yes. Oh, that was a deep statement. And yes, we do. And I do agree. We'd have more happier, healthier homes.
Absolutely.
If we followed our role.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Thank you for that. I can't wait to see you tomorrow
Thank
morning.
you for having me.
Get on there, register. And I love you.
All right.
Okay, we'll be right
thank you.
back. Stephanie Bolton James, all of us, Women's Conference tomorrow, Greenbelt Marriott at 8 a.m. all day. And it's going to be great. I'll see you there.
Championships. To my mother, I wanna know have I made you proud. And to my father, I wanna know have I ever been a problem child. And to my pastor, I've been trying to be in church a little more. And to my lady, just have patience, God's still working on me now. I ask for forgiveness from anybody that I may have hurt wrong. I've done, but putting it behind me. There are some things I gotta get right. Loose ends need to be tied up. It's been a roller coaster ride, but I'm gonna hang on. I was thinking the other night, what if my life was being graded? What would it say on my progress report? What would it say on my progress report? I wonder what it would say. To all my teachers, thanks for taking extra time out with me. To my producer, thanks for keeping a young fella on the beat. And to the soldiers, going out there and risking your life for me. And to my lady, just have patience, cause God's still working on me now. I ask for forgiveness from anybody that I forgot to mention. Come and look at my long list. There are some things I gotta get to you. Loose ends need to be tied up. It's been a roller coaster ride, but I'm gonna hang on. I was thinking the other night, what if my life was being graded?
Hello. Welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends show. Our sponsors, Novetica, which launches in July with Dr. Lance London, and the Women of Prince George's 8th annual conference, All of Us, with Stephanie Bolton James. Thank you for our sponsors. I am sitting here. I'm going to let you say your name. It's so beautiful, but look, I don't want to mess it up. But we are talking with the lady who brings the smiles to your face.
I'm Dr. Keisha Preston, but if you're not a patient, I do prefer to be called Keisha.
Yes. I thought it was longer than that. I thought you had a longer name for some reason.
Oh, no, just Keisha Preston.
Oh, my goodness. I can get that now. Keisha Preston. I got that. Okay, Doc. So, listen, we wanted to bring you on with M&M Management, who is Warren's in the. Oh, no. You brought, oh yeah. See, he brings me so many people. I'm giving him more credit. But, as long as you got here.
Yes, ma'am.
It was
yes,
a
ma'am.
miss.
It was actually a miss.
A miss.
One of your guests on your show.
Friends to the show.
That has
who
volunteered me several times
yes.
with my community endeavors.
And he has a song out with Snoop Dogg,
Yes, he does.
which has no curse words, and it's about women. So he was on my show and sang it live. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Oh, Dr. Keisha Preston. Tell us, why dentistry?
There were always three things that interested me: was skin, childbirth, and teeth.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I heard you could sing, too.
You know what? Not today.
Not today.
Not today, Lord. Not today.
But I heard you sang with the best of them growing
I
up.
have.
Name a few.
Oh, God. Let's see. Gloria Estefan, James Taylor, B.B. Winans, C.C. Winans. That's just to name a few.
Yeah,
but
I had to get that out of there. He went, she gonna sing? I said, I don't know. So we're gonna stick to dentistry.
We're gonna stick to dentistry.
Yeah.
That's my past life.
Yes. But I know you're a Washingtonian.
Yes, I'm a true Washingtonian.
And you have a very impressive from school days till now. Very a woman who's inspired by a lot and has accomplished a lot, and so young. So tell us again, why dentistry?
Dentistry for me was about the opportunity to give someone a smile that was given to me. Being first generation everything, I grew up in public housing development here in D.C. there was a dentist that decided that, you know what, even though Medicaid does not pay well, I'm in this neighborhood. The people in this neighborhood have Medicaid. So since I'm in this neighborhood, I want to be a part of the solution and not a problem. And so because my mom didn't have anything, she had Medicaid. Medicaid dentist, I didn't have a smile. My smile was jacked up. If I could show you pictures of me back in the day.
Well, it's beautiful now.
Thank Medicaid and thank Dr. Briscoe.
Yes.
Because she did this. But she inspired me. I just knew that it was a changer for me. And I knew that I wanted to give to someone else what was given to me. And so, dentistry.
Yeah.
And I knew it was my calling once I got to dental school. Because sometimes, you know how we can think that that's what we're supposed to be doing, but then it's not until you actually get in it that you realize.
Yeah.
But for me, once I got into the dental school, I knew.
What I love about you is once you figured out what you wanted to do and started to go to school, you wanted to bring it back home. And that's something I'd like you to share because Africans do that, you know, and seeing that you did it really made me think that why aren't a lot more of our cultures doing that? Bringing things back to where we came from, you know, to empower our neighborhood. So please talk about that a little bit.
I think that the way children are being raised today, it's not the way we were raised. And I know that I'm younger, but I still have, you know, my mother was the eldest of 9. And so coming from that background where the village actually raised a child, and like even just in that public housing development, if one family didn't have, we made sure the neighbors had. If people stood in line to get the free food, my mom they would like bring the food to my mom's house, and my mom would cook all the food, and then people would just line up and come in the house and get fed. So there was actively a village making sure that the people were taken care of. I don't see that today. Let me do something bad back in the day. Oh, you better believe by the time I got home, my mama knew, my sister knew, everybody knew.
And you might have got a switch before you got home.
That's putting it mildly. But no, there seriously was a village raising a child back then. And I just don't see that today. It's like, even as a practitioner, I feel like I'm doing what I can, but on some level, my voice is silenced because I am afraid in a way to speak up on some of the things that I see because I don't know how it would be received. You know, you don't know if you're going to be threatened or if it's going to be, hey, you know, thanks, doc, for correcting my child. You don't know. So until we can bring back that concept of people being comfortable, you know, with others disciplining their children, and I don't mean discipline in the form of necessarily putting your hands on them, but talking to them. Yeah. We're going to continue
Correcting
to have
maybe, or just teaching.
Exactly. Yeah. We're not getting that. Yeah. People are afraid. I'm afraid. I'll tell you that. Unless I know the parents. And once I know the parents, they know I will Medea your child quick.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. You know, the Medea thing.
I'm not your child's friend. Yes. Okay?
Well, let's talk a little bit about dentistry because even myself, I need some dentistry way back in here, right?
That's all right.
So we're going to talk, right?
I got you.
But talk about why are people so afraid of the dentist when they don't want to lose their teeth?
I think it literally just goes back to what happened when you're younger. And then some of it also is transferred energy too. Your parents are afraid, so naturally they make the children afraid. But 9 times out of 10, it's something traumatic that happened when you were a child. And as you get older, you just don't see priority and the importance of having good oral, you know, hygiene and maintenance and care, etc. So until you meet someone that will help you like get over that hurdle, like I will tell anyone.
Dr. Briscoe.
Yes, that's my baby. She inspired me for many things, not just for dentistry. Like I'm a woman of Alpha Kappa Alpha because of her. Like we need these examples.
Here's my pink for you.
Look, hello, I'm here for it. But we need women in our community. You know, look, there we go. Miss Kimley, don't start. Sorry, but we need women though like us that are in the community that are actively being the example so that young women can see, hey, it's not easy, but we're striving, we're dreaming, we're planning, and we're executing. Yes. You know, and if they don't see that and all they see are others, that's to put it nicely. Yes, you know, if you don't see a face that looks like you, then how do you know that you too can, you know, achieve some things? And so for me, again, it just starts at a young age. Yeah. Change that whole mentality. We're nothing to be afraid of. Find ways to make us relatable. Find ways so that your child understands that this is a necessity. This isn't, you know, this isn't optional.
Don't run away.
No, I'm nothing to be afraid of.
Oh, no, you're not. Look, I go to you any day. Let me ask, you have the Dimples Dental Suites, right? Ma'am. So is that just for children?
No, I actually prefer not to see children. I actually prefer to see adults. Now, here's the thing. I do have some children in my repertoire, but they've been with me for a long time, a very long time, so the parents know who I am and what I am about. But I prefer adults because here's the thing. We have all these places around that cater to children, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Adults need a place too. When you come into my place, you're gonna have massage chairs. You're greeted by the scent of lavender.
yes.
You know, people don't like the dentist, so we need to create an environment that makes you feel like, okay, I'm not as threatening, I'm not intimidating. And then we offer different services that, of course, will lessen the load too. If that lavender just didn't quite relax you enough, I have other things such as laughing gas. You know, so because I don't believe necessarily we have to put you to sleep to get the job done. Sometimes it's just a matter of changing your mind state. And so I'll ask, like, what are you into? You know, what type of music you want to listen to? If you want to hear Beyonce, we will hear Beyonce.
That's
you
what
want
the
to
kind of
hear?
dentist I had.
It's a new day. It's a new day. It's
Thank
a new
God.
day.
Yeah.
We need adults to get in. And how do we get them in? Find a way to reach them.
Well, I love the name, Dimples. You know, like my niece Ariel. You know, Dimples. Who doesn't like dimples?
Hello.
Right? So how can they get a hold of you? Because I'm definitely coming in to see you.
You can get a hold of me. I don't hide. If you want dental services, you can get on dimplesdentalsuite.com. If you're just interested in seeing what the life of a dentist is about, I'm on Instagram as Keisha Preston. I do not hide. I'll tell anyone, you know, though I have to be professional in the office, and I'm always professional, but I'm a human being, just like Kim Lee tapped into. You know, I live, I eat, I gain weight, I lose weight, I deal with depression. You know, I have things that I go through. And so I live it out openly and honestly. And so it allows other women to feel like, and other people in general, to just feel like, you know, hey, she's not on this horse.
I think you might be in somebody's conference next year.
But I don't hide. So you can find me on Instagram. That's the only social media platform that I'm on. Again, it's Keisha Preston. Yeah.
Dr. Keisha Preston. Thank you so much. Thank
you so much.
Beautiful
Pleasure was
smile,
mine.
beautiful heart. Well, and I hope that you'll, reach out to her and, just go smell some of that lavender and loosen up and fix those teeth.
I'm here for it.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. We'll be right back. Stay right there. You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm serious, girl, because
Look,
I'm scared.
Gave my best to some who only gave their worst, but that's alright. I never had your love, well you won't be the last, knowing you my first, so that's alright. 'Cause this life will be back around. So if your heart is where it stays, now that ain't right. And what good's a song if you don't sing your pain away every night? 'Cause this life will be back around. So don't let it let you down. Say the night is young and we are too. Let's break some rules, 'cause we ain't got no curfew. People say, oh, baby, say the night is young and we are too. Let's break some rules, 'cause we ain't got no curfew. Hey, yeah, say, and
Welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends show right here on WLVS. Radio. I am so excited. This has been a wonderful show. We've been having a lot of fun, y'all. But I am here with Commissioner Cherise Crawford, who she was supposed to be here. You know how things change with the other panel of politicians, and she wasn't able to come. She's busy. She's hitting the ground, boots on the ground, and so I said, "Well, come on, we rescheduled." So she's here solo, and she can handle it, y'all. Yes, she can.
You're ready.
So how are you?
Oh man, it's tough right now as we speak. There's a visual, a candlelight visual and a walk for a young man who was murdered right outside of a school building that's in my single member district. Wow. And so it's just important for me to let people know that while that's happening there, I feel like this entire city, our entire region, need to know that this isn't just a local problem. This is a citywide problem. It's a national problem. Yes, and we shouldn't just be outraged when there's a mass shooting in one location, but when there's a mass shooting for multiple individuals in the same location. And so that's why it was important for me to be here in solidarity with the families that are mourning across the city, and in particular in our part of the town.
Yes, ma'am. Why politics for you? And I say this because when I post everything, I get different inboxes and Facebook messages, and one was like, "Oh, she looks like a model." Oh, they don't put pretty with work, and that's very untrue.
Yeah.
We probably work harder because of that myth.
Absolutely.
But what I'm saying is, why politics for you?
I grew up in Washington, D.C., and growing up in Washington, D.C., politics chooses you. And so I did not realize that I would be in this position that I'm in today. But I remember a mentor said to me that you can make noise outside of the door. You can yell on the front porch. But if you want to make a difference, you need to get inside to make an impact.
Wow.
And so that's what we're doing.
Was that? Do you remember?
You know what? I've had so many, and I want to give the right credit. I have some. I don't want to make anybody else jealous too, because I have some amazing mentors. I'm so fortunate for that because we grew up in a time where you were either at the table or you were on the menu.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's almost equivalent to what's happening today, is that we need everybody engaged in the political process. We need everybody engaged in public safety strategies, which is why I literally, before I left here, I posted on my Facebook at Commissioner Crawford that we need coaches. We need directors. We need to start calling plays in our communities, in our city, in our government, the same way we're calling plays in the NBA and in the NFL.
Man.
We need to understand the players that are on the field, on the court, and we need to understand how they move and really how to push plays and how to call the plays.
Well, for sake of time, I'm just so glad that we finally connected.
We have a call. They're calling. They're looking for me. Hi. They're calling for me.
She's brought here by way of M&M Management.
Yes, thank you, Warren.
Warren is the man with the plan that everybody knows.
Warren has been out knocking doors with me. Warren has been out in meetings with me back to back. I mean, we've had full day schedules, and I didn't think you can keep up with me. You say you got to work hard, but I didn't think Warren could keep up with me, and he's been keeping up. I mean, we got to hang out with Angela Yee from the Breakfast Club.
My God.
I mean, we've been, we did a brunch with her and DJ Quicksilver, Roberto
knows
Silver.
Everybody.
Tati and her PR firm. I mean, it's just been an amazing support system wrapping around this next level because we're on the ballot June 19th for the state committee. And so they've been just wrapping their arms around us and wrapping their support around us to push this movement forward.
Well, I see why people will vote for you, but why should someone who doesn't know you, just heard about you on the Renee Allen and Friends show, vote for you?
I think the difference in what we're doing and what this movement is that we're not just about Cherise Crawford. We're bringing new faces to the community. We're training leadership every single day. We have a succession plan, and I'm not even in office yet. And so that's what we're lacking right now, is that people are not training leaders to be involved in this process. And so there's a major gap between the Donald Trumps of the world and the Cherise Crawfords, where we're trying to fill in these spaces to get every level of leadership occupied. We need every level of governance working on our behalf, or it's working against us. And so I'm already training new leaders to be advisory neighborhood commissioners. We're already training leaders to be state board of education representatives. We're training them as we go. We're teaching as we go. And I think that's the biggest difference between myself and other leaders out there that, how many of us can say that we're literally training people how to become and how to get in position to teach and learn?
Well, how can they get a hold of you to support you?
Yeah.
Can they still donate?
Absolutely. We can accept donations. Maximum individual contributions is $200 with our Dump Trump for Action. Guys, we want to dump Trump, and then we need Dems taking action. Okay? And you can make a contribution. Check out our page at Crawford at Large. That's CRAWFORD. I'm on all social media platforms at Crawford at Large. And then the work that we're still engaged in is at Commissioner Crawford. So you can find us on all platforms, either at Crawford at Large or at Commissioner Crawford.
I love it. I love your energy, your passion. Give her some love, y'all. And thank you for coming
so
on
much
the show. I really appreciate you.
We need all the love.
Commissioner Sharice Crawford.
Yes.
We'll be right back with the only male guest that's going to wrap it all up with the perspectives of other women and how we perceive each other. Be right back.
Can't wait. Thank you so much.
Questions echo in my mind. Only it's not far down to paradise. At least it's not for me. But the wind is right, we can sail away, find tranquility. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Believe me. It's not far to Never, Never Land. No reason to pretend that if the wind is right, we can find the joy of innocence again. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Believe me.
Welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends Show, the finale segment of the day. And I'm sitting here with my friend David Spencer, who will wrap up this wonderful Women's Empowerment Conference segment of the Renee Allen and Friends Show. How are you, sir?
I'm hunky-dory.
You look great.
Thank you very much.
Love a man in a bow tie. Listen, you have a book. Let's get right to it since we only have about 4 minutes. But you have a book, Perceptions. And I thought this was just a perfect way to end our show. And let's talk about what it is and why you wrote this.
Well, it started out that I didn't mean to write a book. I was married at the time, and I was losing contact and communication with my wife at that time. And I said, let me just ask a couple of friends of mine, what am I doing wrong? And the more I asked them, trying to get answers, they were telling me more about themselves. And I said, well, okay, maybe they're my friends. So then I started asking people that I don't know, just conversational, and asked the same kind of questions. Before you know it, I started collecting notes. I said, well, that's pretty good information.
Yes.
Then I developed a whole questionnaire, 75 questions.
Wow.
It took years to get to that point, and voila, somebody said, you ought to turn that into a book.
Wow, that is amazing, because so many times, I've been married before, and you just don't, if you talk to the wrong person, you can end up in a divorce really quickly, when you bring other people into your relationship. And so here you are, trying to save your marriage, asking people their opinions, and end up writing this book.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is your favorite part of this book?
I'm gonna tell you what most women find is interesting. It's the kinky type.
Oh, really?
I gave this book to one of my sisters. I won't tell you which one it was. I gave it to her, and I said...
Oh, well, first you got to say what kind of... Okay, there's types, right?
They're very...
So you want to say them real quick?
Yes.
I think we have a few minutes here.
Yes.
Just real quick. He has different types of women, right?
Yes. We got the sexy type, prima donna, materialistic, professional, quiet, kinky, teaser, motherly, and religious, and Amazon.
Okay, so those are different types. So of the types that we had on today's show.
Oh, buddy, I've been observing.
Okay, so I want you to talk about that in our last few minutes.
Well, there was a lot of
because we had some really powerful women on the show today.
There was a lot of estrogen here, and I'm going, can I handle this? All this?
Of course you can.
And I'm sweating with all this because it's hot up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of powerful women. Mm-hmm. There was one in particular, the last one. She knows how to look into the camera.
The last one?
Yes.
Yes.
She knows how to look in the camera. It's right there, right?
Yeah.
And I said, she knows how to capture people, and she knows she needs to talk to those people, and she's looking right at them.
Yeah. So not looking down the line.
Right.
Look, I wish we could just really
get into
talk about each one of them. Yeah. But overall, what has this book meant to you, and what is maybe one of the biggest compliments you have received from a woman?
That you understand me. You ask the right questions. I let them talk because they want someone that they can talk to and in confidence.
Yeah. Oh, in confidence. And didn't Dr. Kim Lee talked about that?
Yes.
Yeah, in confidence. Yes. You can hold on to the information.
I have a lot of secrets of women throughout my entire life who told me things that I have to take to my grave.
I bet you do, and God bless you for doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you probably saved a few marriages.
Oh, yes.
So how can they get a hold of you and get a copy of this amazing book, Perceptions?
Well, I have a number that they can contact me on, which is 301-351-6399.
All right, thank you so much. Any last words you want to give, any advice before we close out this segment to women?
Yes. Know who you are and be that person that you want to be.
Wonderfully said to end the segment. This has been a wonderful show about women in conferences, and wrapping it up with Mr. David Spencer. And I hope you had a great time. We'll be back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join us. God bless you, and I love you. Thanks so
much. Miss Renee Show. Hey, Miss Renee Show. Where we